thank all of you, particularly Vernay, for your testimony, truly spoken from the heart. Know that I'm committed. We're going to get this 910 repealed and get that done and over with. I also want to acknowledge Valerie Davidson in the room, who has been on the task force on American Indians and Alaska Native children exposed to violence. I really appreciate your work on that, Val. Thank you for that. There's a lot of discussion about the funding. You know, how do we make this available through grants? You have mentioned non-grant IHS funds, and this is going to be a query to you, Administrator Listenby. You know, when we're talking about grants, we appreciate the variability of that funding, and the fact of the matter is that not only do our tribal justice programs have to be adequately funded, but they need to occur on an annual basis. You need to be able to rely on them. Right now, our tribes in Alaska do not receive Department of Interior law enforcement nor tribal court funds, and I'm working on that. I'm on the Interior Probes Committee, and I think we're going to be in a position to perhaps advance that. But I'm wondering whether the Department of Justice would be willing to put forward a formula-funded structure for tribal justice programs. We've got to be able to have the resources to provide for this level of safety and security. Can you at least tell us that you're going to look at it? We've got to make some headway on this.
Well, Senator, what we know is that we agree with the advisory committee that the current method for providing funding for the unique financial and criminal justice issues in Alaska does not really address the concerns. We recognize that this issue some time ago because the tribes brought it to our attention. At the Justice Department, we developed the coordinated tribal assistance solicitation process in 2010, and we've been using that since then. This process allows the department to streamline the application process and to more effectively address specific concerns raised by the tribes. It also gives American Indian and Alaska Native communities the opportunity to focus their concerns on their most important criminal justice and public safety issues, and then to develop innovative programs and evidence-based practices to address them. Along with that, Senator, since fiscal year 2011, the President's Office of Justice Programs submission of budget has indicated and requested a 7% set-aside that will be used for this particular purpose. And we're hoping that that 7% set-aside will be coming forth at some time in the not-too-distant future.
Well, I would really encourage, you know, quite honestly, folks don't want to hear that we're engaged in more process. They want to know that we've got resources on the ground. They know that tribal courts are funded in the lower 48. They know that they're not funded in Alaska. That doesn't make sense to them. It doesn't make sense to me. So we're going to be working on this. We'd like Department of Justice to be working with us. Very quickly here, and this is to you, Ms. Rubidoux. We've had this conversation before about our village built clinic program and the fact that these clinics do not have the funding. They simply do not have the funding. And yet, when we want to make sure that we have behavioral health aides, when we want to make sure that we have our community health aides who can be that resource for those who have been violated, for those who do need that help, we don't have these systems in place. And I was just in a conversation yesterday where once again, we're concerned that we're not getting any support from the administration on ensuring that our village health clinics are adequately funded. We have to have these instruments in place. We have to have the protective side through the ability to enforce some level of justice, but we also have to have the health side. You have got to help us with these village-built clinics. You have got to help us. Yes?
Well, yes, we do want to help, and that's why we've been working with.
But we haven't seen that through the budgets put forth by this administration. We have seen zero help there. We need you to help us. And I'm going to be very, very direct with that because we are going to demand that you help us. We've been very polite and we have waited a long time. And in the meantime, we're losing what we have built.
Well, I've heard loud and clear from the tribes. It's a very important issue for Alaska, and I would like to work with you on that.
Thank you. Thank you. Senator